This reflection is drawn from More Than This by Stephen Redhead. The visible world, the one we see and touch, represents only one dimension of existence.
So let's begin by exploring a broader perspective. Through sustained reflection and quiet contemplation, a new kind of awareness can sometimes emerge, one that gently hints that there's something more. And this brings with it a sense of feeling that our existence might just extend beyond our immediate physical experience, reaching into something more enduring, more expansive. This wider perspective suggests a kind of continuity of consciousness, one that points toward dimensions beyond what we can see, well beyond our everyday material reality. What we come to experience, well, it often just reflects what we've given our focused attention to. And in this way, thoughts that are planted with care and attention, they really do have the potential to develop into tangible experiences in our lives. And just as simply, when our attention shifts, those other elements can naturally fade, sometimes so quietly we don't even notice they're gone. Now, let's just consider how this awareness emerges. In our modern lives, we so often find our attention completely consumed by daily responsibilities.
And when that happens, our deeper intuitive awareness, it receives very little consideration. If that inner guidance stays unacknowledged, those subtle capacities may weaken over time.
It takes a deliberate practice, a gentle attention, to develop a sensitivity to these internal insights. This is especially true during uncertain periods, when that quiet, intuitive understanding can illuminate a pathway. Beyond just spoken language, communication can also happen through a really subtle exchange, one that operates just beneath the surface of our words. Isolation, on the other hand, can diminish our vitality across mental, emotional, and, eventually, even physical dimensions. With consistent practice, just recognizing and engaging with this nonverbal, intuitive communication, it can gradually strengthen these capacities until they become natural and accessible, just a part of our daily functioning. And this brings us to the idea of the path unfolding. Sometimes when life presents us with these persistent obstacles, it can be a kind of signal. Feeling excessive stress for a long time, maybe it indicates a departure from a direction we were meant to follow. By following those subtle internal prompts, it can help realign our daily choices with our deeper intentions. Life doesn't need to feel like a burden or be excessively difficult. The outcomes we experience often correlate directly with our internal orientation, our beliefs, and what we choose to sustain our focus on. And finally, let's explore the idea of guidance from within. This guidance is, well, it's always available, as long as our minds can remain receptive to the possibility.
Any kind of meaningful perception seems to require an open and receptive awareness.
And when we give it our consideration, that awareness just expands, providing its own insights. But these immediate concerns, they can easily overshadow these subtler but sometimes more significant internal communications. Without taking the time to attend to our own inner wisdom, life can start to feel largely reactive. Seeking answers through quiet, reflective practice, it can often dispel the feeling of uncertainty. And this understanding, it seems to become accessible precisely when it's needed, simply by maintaining our attention.